Hi guys, welcome to this video. This is Prashant. I'm the founder of Wordpandit, and today I have a video for you which is going to talk about VARC section tests and how you should start your VARC section. This is super critical. How do you begin your section? And there's a reason for it, right? The first 7 to 10 minutes in the 40-minute pattern, the first 7 to 10 minutes are going to be absolutely crucial. They're going to be vital, right? So you need to start off with positive intent and energy. This is the key, right? You cannot get stuck on questions right at the start. Imagine a scenario where you spend 10 minutes, first 10 minutes grappling with an RC that you should not have solved, and you're just left with 30 minutes, and and at the end of those 10 minutes you're completely stuck and you're not able to answer the questions. What is going to happen to your section? You're going to massively lose out on the section. That's going to build a lot of negativity. It's going to build up a lot of pressure, and then you will just do one thing in the test. You will keep looking at the timer. That will completely take your attention, take your focus away from the test itself. That is not something that you can do. You need to be very positive, proactive at the start of the test. How do you remain positive and proactive at the start of the test? Select your questions very carefully. Get through in the first 10 minutes. Your target has to be to solve 5 to 7 questions. You got to get through them. You got to select your first RC very carefully. Now, if you find a topic that you are not comfortable with, how do you select an RC? There is no rocket science behind it. If you find a topic that you're not comfortable with, you read the first para and you feel that this is completely going over my head, skip, move on to the next, right? And also just browse the general nature of questions as well, right? You can browse it within 30 seconds, right? Whether there are big picture questions like main idea, primary purpose, so on, or there are specific detailed questions. If there are a lot of specific detailed questions, that means it's going to require a lot more time investment. So check the combination of questions and topic, and if you're comfortable with that combination, attack that first. That's how you select RCs in the first go. So you select your questions carefully. Now there are going to be times where you will not be able to do this. You will say that I really don't quite have the clarity. When I read the passage, I feel as if I'm getting this right. So if that is the scenario and you cannot really select it, you feel you are able to understand it, right? And this happens with a lot of students. Then you do something very simple. You give yourself one mental direction. You are not going to get stuck. You have a time limit. If it's a 4 or a 5 question RC, you have a time limit of 8 minutes. You have to wrap it up in that, right? You have to push yourself to do that. For this, take up a lot of timed practice right now. Practice for the next 50 days. Do everything possible to reduce the amount of time you take to solve RCs. Remember, the start is super vital, because you do not want to dawdle the first 8 to 10 minutes away and be left with a situation where you have very low attempts in the first 8 to 10 minutes, because then the pressure of the timer is going to get to you, right? So if you can get off to a fantastic start in the first 10 minutes, minimum of 5 questions, you can get up to 7 questions, then the next 30 minutes, you will feel the pressure is going to be off you, right? So be proactive, be engaged. You are not going to do one thing at the start of the test. And this is what a lot of students do. They think a lot, right? They start to go through the questions, rummage through the questions, go through the whole section, or they read the first paragraph. There is this natural anxiety or pressure you are feeling. You keep telling yourself, I'm not getting this, whether I should solve this, I should reread the paragraph. Then you reread it, then you reread it again. You go through that process where you're just not delivering, right? So don't allow yourself to get stuck like that. Positive intent, positive energy at the start, and that momentum is going to carry you through. There is an experiment that you can do, and I say this very clearly. This is an experiment. You try it out with section tests. Your scores in section tests and mocks don't matter. Nobody's going to ask you next year what are your scores in section tests and mocks, right? What matters is you experiment a little. You try out some tests where you do VA questions at the start, right? You do paragraph summary, odd one out, or misfit sentence questions. If you are comfortable doing this, right, then you can include it in your strategy. But to each his own. There can be no standard one clear-cut strategy for every student. Only do this if you are very good with VA questions and very comfortable with them, right? So try this out. because then you can start off with VA questions at the start. Do some experiments of these different combinations, right? You start with RC, VA, RC again, RC in one go, then VA at the end. Try out these different permutations and combinations, different layouts, arrangements. See what works for you, right? That is super, super critical. Now, why am I emphasizing that you start off in this very, very aggressive manner, right? You start off on the front foot. Remember, a job well begun is half done. By starting well, you take massive pressure off yourself. This is the easiest way to make sure that you have positive momentum at the start of the paper itself, right? Now, once you have that positive momentum, it eases the pressure on you. It eases the pressure of attempting more and more questions. If you go deeper into the test, right, remember, so once you're coming to those end of 40 minutes, right, and you have to transition to the next section, your mind is anyways in the last 5 minutes is going to go away and it's going to start focusing on the next section. So your efficiency is going to go down, right? Hence there is going to be double the amount of pressure on you. Hence your efficiency is dropping at the end. This means the start is super critical, right? So don't be slow, don't dawdle, don't allow yourself the time. At times, strangely, we allow ourselves that time. We allow ourselves to be slow. We give ourselves, there are 40 minutes I will go slow and steady. Don't do that. Push yourself to be active and engaged. I'm not saying you should be reckless, right? I'm not saying that you should guess, right? I'm saying just push yourself to complete the first set of questions. Just push yourself, solve them with energy, give yourself the time limit that I have to finish them, and you don't get stuck on them. That is super, super vital, right? Short video for today. That's all for today. I hope this makes sense. You can apply this to your section test. Do share your progress using this strategy in the comment section in the video below. And if in case you're liking this series, please do share this with your friends and subscribe to our channel. That will be great. This is Prashant signing off. Thank you very much for watching this video and happy learning.